What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports back again with another one. Gonna talk about some breaking news in the NBA. Oklahoma City's Russell Westbrook has been traded to the Houston Rockets for Chris Paul, and it's gonna be draft picks involved. You got 2 first-round draft picks, 2024 and 2026, that'll be going to Oklahoma City along with Chris Paul, and you're gonna have pick swaps. 2021 and 2025 that will be swapped between the two teams, Oklahoma City and the Houston Rockets. Breaking news, man, unbelievable. A lot of people speculating that Miami Heat were the front runners to get Russell Westbrook. Other teams mentioned the Detroit Pistons and the Minnesota Timberwolves. But you got to understand about Daryl Morey, man. We call him Daryl the Magician Morey. He's going to pull a rabbit out of the hat, man. He did that, 7 or 8 years ago when the team was kind of middling along, man, basically going 41 and 41 with Aaron Brooks and people like that, of that ilk. And he was able to, and they had Jeremy Lin and people like that, man. They were just a middling team, a 9th seed, barely missing out on the playoffs, a 41 and 41 type of team, man. And Daryl Morey was able to pull off a draft day shocker back then when he was able to acquire James Harden for, I think they got rid of Jeremy Lamb and a couple other players, nondescript players, and some draft picks. They were able to deal for James Harden. You see James Harden as, arguably the best player in the NBA, if not definitely top 5 player in the NBA right now, man. So again, breaking news. Russell Westbrook is coming to Houston, coming to H-Town. We're excited about that. A lot of people saying, oh, man, it's not going to work, man. You got 2 ball-dominant guards. But look, they said the same thing about Chris Paul when he came here. We went to the Western Conference Final the same season and would have probably won the whole championship if it wasn't for Chris Paul and his hamstring going out in Game 5 when we up 3-2 against the Golden State Warriors. So it can work, man. D'Antoni has a guard-friendly offense. Look at how Steve Nash's career rocketed when he left Dallas and went to and played under D'Antoni's system at Phoenix. He was a great player in Dallas. Don't get me wrong. He's not only a great player. He was a good player in Dallas, but he was an MVP player in Phoenix under the D'Antoni offense. And expect Russell Westbrook, who's showed everybody that he's one of the top players in the NBA, top 10 player, averaged a triple-double the last 2 years. You put him in this system with under D'Antoni, where you got a lot of spacing, this guy's gonna be able to get to the hole at will, and he's gonna it's gonna open up his whole game. His 3-point shot, it kind of struggled last year, but he's gonna be getting wide open looks in this system here. You got James Harden can get to the basket, make the defense collapse. He can throw it out there to Russ, and Russ gonna get way better looks than he ever got when he was at OKC. So I love this trade. The Western Conference is crazy, man. It's gonna be, man. You got some two-headed monsters in the Western Conference. Kawhi and Paul George at the Los Angeles Clippers. LeBron James and Anthony Davis, Los Angeles Lakers. You got Mike Conley and Donovan Mitchell, Utah Jazz. And now you got Russell Westbrook and James Harden in the Houston Rockets. As I go on, as I flow on, you know what I'm saying? As we go on, man, on down the list, man. This Western Conference is gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be crazy. The Rockets had to, like I said, they had to give up some draft picks, 2024 and 2026. But if you look at Daryl Morey history, man, he's had Chandler Parsons was a 2nd-round pick, man. He was a borderline all-star when he's here with the Rockets. Got a big free agent contract deal with the Mavericks, and they ended up getting another big free agent contract deal with the Memphis until he had problems with his knee, and he ain't been the same player. But Daryl Morey, if he's able to land a superstar player, he's willing to give up multiple first-round draft picks. He's shown that in the past because he has a lot of confidence in his drafting ability. He didn't even have a first or second-round pick in this year's draft. And I guarantee you, a couple of players that he picked up, free agent out of college, don't be surprised you see a couple of those guys step up in the future and be contributors to the Rockets, man. The guy's got a very good eye for talent. But again, breaking news, Russell Westbrook is coming to H-Town, South Side. You know what I'm saying? It's going down, baby. It's going down. It's going down. It's going down. Show you right. It's going down. Look, man, people wondering like, what? Chris Paul going to OKC? People, you just gotta think back or look back You know, when he was in New Orleans playing for the New Orleans Hornets, you know, they had that Hurricane Katrina hit, devastated the whole state of Louisiana, and it put their franchise out of place, and they had to end up going to Oklahoma City and play there for a season. And when he played there, man, they played in front of sellout crowds. And CP3 is on record saying that he had a lot of fond memories playing Oklahoma City, and he felt that that they deserved to get an NBA franchise. And he said that at the time. And as you know, they end up getting a franchise when the Seattle Supersonics end up moving to the Oklahoma City Thunder. So he'll be able to go there, and he's got Adams there. He still got a couple other players that they picked up in the Paul George trade. They got Gilgis, the guard out of University of Kentucky. Had a very good rookie year with the Clippers under Doc Rivers. Has had his moments in the playoffs against Golden State too, man. Nice little young player, man. So he got nice little young player they picked up from the Clippers. They picked up another piece, Gallinari. So they'll be able to put the ball in Chris Paul's hand and let him orchestrate that offense. He's got a pretty good wing scorer in Gallinari that can play the 3 and the 4. And they got a nice young player in Gilgis Alexander. I know I'm butchering his name, out of University of Kentucky. So they got some pieces, man. I don't think they'll make the playoffs because the West is so deep. But they'll be a very interesting team. They'll be a team that you can't sleep on, man. They'll be one of them teams along with Dallas, the New Orleans Pelicans, and there'll be teams like that, man, that you're going to have to kind of watch out for, man. You can't sleep on, man. That they're going to be one of them teams maybe trying to sneak in and get that 8th seed, man. We'll see what happens, man. But again, Russell Westbrook is coming to H-Town, baby Bubba. He's coming for CP3 and 2 first-round draft picks in 2024 and 2026. And the team's going to swap picks in 2021 and 2025, man. I'm very excited, man. The Western Conference has just gotten more interesting. And this just let you know, man, the NBA, man, the NFL is the #1 sport right now, but the NBA is definitely #2. You know, making a strong case for #2 along with college football. You know, a lot of the old timers will say Major League Baseball is right there as far as interesting sports, but who commands the headlines like the NBA in the offseason? You know what I'm saying? The NFL is the NFL, man. They're the #1 sport, but I think the NBA is as far as professional sports has staked their claim as being the #2 sport behind the NFL. And Major League Baseball is #3, and I love baseball myself. But it is what it is, man. But it's just giving you this breaking news, man. Russell Westbrook is coming to town to team up with James Harden once again, like they did in Oklahoma City. You saw what they did with Kevin Durant when they went to the NBA Finals. Hopefully, both of them guys are much better players than they were back then. And what the nucleus we got with them 2 guys, along with Eric Gordon, Clint Capella, PJ Tucker doing the dirty work. We got Austin Rivers coming off the bench. Maybe we can still get Andre Iguodala. Maybe get him, man. You know, Memphis is talking about trading him. You know, we've given up multiple picks for Westbrook. So I don't know about them. If they release him, maybe we can pick him up, or maybe we can trade maybe a 2nd-round pick for him, man. Maybe Memphis looking for a 1st-round pick, but I don't think they're going to be able to get that for him. The guy, I think Iguodala is due $17 million next year, so he's got a healthy contract. So I don't know if the Rockets actually will be able to fit him under the cap with the Russell Westbrook contract, but maybe they can you know, work some things around, work some roster moves, some other transaction, maybe to bring in Iguodala, man. I don't think that situation is over either. So maybe they can get him. But anyway, man, they've got Russell Westbrook, man, James Harden. And I forgot another thing I said about backcourts. I forgot about Golden State, man, because Klay Thompson's going to be back again. He's going to be back before the playoffs, I believe, coming off that torn ACL. So you got the Splash Brothers with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. And like I say, man, that Western Conference is deep, man, to go along with what I just told you earlier with other Western Conference teams backcourts, man, the top 2 players. I don't mean just backcourt, but just top 2 players. And I just forgot about Portland. Dame Dollar, Lillard, and T.J. McConnell. That backcourt is devastating. To go along to match up with Harden and Westbrook and the Splash Brothers. So every top team got a 2-headed monster. I'm gonna call it out once again, as I'm so excited. You got Kawhi and Paul George, 2-headed monster in the Clippers. You got LeBron James and Anthony Davis, 2-headed monster with the Los Angeles Lakers. You got James Harden and Russell Westbrook as a 2-headed monster with the Houston Rockets. You got the Splash Brothers, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, the two-headed monster with the Golden State Warriors. You got Mike Conley, quiet as kept. Anybody not going to talk about them, but that's going to be a good backcourt. Mike Conley and Donovan Mitchell, two-headed monster with the Utah Jazz. You know what I'm saying? You got, you know what I'm saying, just on and on and on. Then you got the Denver Nuggets. Their backcourt ain't that bad with Harrison and old boy from Kentucky. I can't remember his name. The shooting guard from Kentucky. It's not they're not as dominating as what I just mentioned. They don't have the pedigree or the stature of the players I mentioned. But Denver's got a nice team, man, with the Joker. So, you know, the Western Conference is going to be crazy this coming season, man. You're going to have about 10 teams with say they feel they got a chance to win a championship, man. So we'll see what happens, man. But for all you doubters and haters saying you don't think this is going to work, it's only one ball, trust me. The D'Antoni system is guard friendly. Players always offense always explodes on his offense. Whatever they average at the previous team, it's the previous stops. You put them in the D'Antoni system, their offense flourishes. Trust me, their offense flourishes. Just ask Steve Nash, just ask James Harden, and after this season, you just ask Russell Westbrook, and you're gonna see he's gonna say, yeah, man, my offense is just flourishing in this offense. It's so much easier with the spacing and the open threes that I'm be getting. It's just gonna make it much easier for him to score. He's not gonna have to work as hard to score as he did in Oklahoma City. So I'm just happy and excited, man. I'm about to sit back, eat on a little pizza, man, and read and get on YouTube, man. Check out a couple of these other people, give they what they analysis on this trade and what they think is a good trade or a bad trade. My opinion is it's a great trade for the Rockets. Something they had to do. They got younger. You know, Russell Westbrook is what 30, 31. He'll be 31 this coming season. Chris Paul is 34. Had injury issues. Russell Westbrook had that one time he got hurt the year after they went to the finals when Patrick Beverly undercut him. But outside of that, he had very limited injury problems. You know, coming into this last season, he had problems with his knee. He missed the beginning of beginning of the season. He missed the beginning of this past season. But it was probably, 10 to 15 games, and then he came back and played the whole season and in the playoffs and didn't have any problems with the knee after that. He didn't have any problems with the knee that kept him out of any other game. So he's been pretty healthy throughout his career. And you're getting a younger player, a player that's 3 years younger in Russell Westbrook. So it's a good trade for both teams involved, in my opinion. So we'll see, man. We'll see how it play out, man, in this coming NBA season. All right, man, I'm about to get up out of here, man, for my pizza get burned up, man. I can smell it right now, man. So I'm about to eat some pizza, tater tots, kick back, man, and get on YouTube and see what everybody else got to say about this trade. This is JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. I holla.